You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A two-vehicle collision caused chemicals to leak earlier this morning in Sugarloaf Township. Emergency crews were called out to Route 93 near the Pilot Travel Center around 10:30 a.m., where a pickup truck and the cab of a trailer collided, causing the truck cab to leak several gallons of oil at the scene.
A truck came off the interstate, got hit by a truck coming down the mountain. Unfortunately, where the impact was, it knocked off the fuel tank of the truck, and he had just filled up, so he pulled in here, and the entire tank just leaked under the ground. So we're just trying to prevent it to get into any water or drains here. So that's why we have all this going on, so we can get that cleaned up.
Crews used absorbent materials to clean up the scene, and the DEP was informed about the leak. Fortunately, only minor injuries were reported, and both drivers declined treatment. The accident also didn't cause many traffic tie-ups on the busy stretch of road either. A Wilkes-Barre man was taken into custody after allegedly stabbing his neighbor during a parking dispute earlier this week. Police were called to the 100 block of New Alexander Street shortly after 4 p.m. Tuesday for a report of a fight. Richard Homan told them he got into an argument with 32-year-old Victor Masonette Serpa after he yelled at Homan's mother over a parking spot. Homan said when he punched Masonette Serpa in the face, both men ended up on the ground, where Homan was stabbed in the back. Homan sustained 3 stab wounds to his upper back and was taken to an area hospital for treatment. Meanwhile, Masonette Serpa was arrested and charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, and harassment. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison, unable to post $25,000 bail. 2 people faced several drug charges after a search warrant was served at a Hanover Township residence. Authorities began an investigation after intercepting a package containing marijuana and out-of-state THC products. A warrant was executed back on May 28th at a home on Keith Street, where police seized marijuana, several firearms, cash, and a variety of THC products. According to police, the drugs were valued at $25,000. As a result, 26-year-old Chantelli Morales and 31-year-old Jonathan De Jesus were arraigned July 13th on charges of possession with intent to deliver, possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Bail was set at $50,000 each. The city of Hazelton is looking to borrow over $2 million for street paving in the city's southeast section. Council members approved the first reading of an ordinance that would allow the city to secure approximately $2.5 million for the project. The streets included for the project are located in the east side of Heights Terrace and Hilltop neighborhoods. They were chosen because they're not eligible for improvements under the Community Development Block Grant Program. If the loan's approved, the city plans to pay it back using a portion of its yearly state liquid fuels funding. The final reading of the ordinance is scheduled to take place when council meets on August 11th. One Schuylkill County community searching for a new police chief after their current chief announced he'll be leaving. Rush Township Police Chief Ken Zipovsky announced that he'll be stepping down from his position to take a full-time teaching job with the Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association. Township supervisors are looking for a temporary chief until a full-time can be hired. Interested applicants must meet qualification requirements and have prior supervisor experience. The deadline to apply is August 6th, and applications can be found at pachiefs.org. The FBI is looking for the public's help to identify an individual who may have information in an ongoing investigation. The man is known as John Doe, 44, and he may have information about the identity of a child who was involved in sexual exploitation case. The man was shown with a child in a video recorded by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children back in February, though the video may date back to November of 2018. John Doe 44 is described as a white male with light brown hair. Anyone with information can submit a tip by calling the FBI at 1-800-225-5324. The borough of McAdoo is joining the list of municipalities and mayors that want to repeal the state law on aerial fireworks. The state passed legislation back in 2017, making it legal to use consumer-grade fireworks, though the law still prohibits them from being lit within 150 feet of an occupied structure. McAdoo Mayor Dane Watrow told council that the borough received many complaints from neighbors about fireworks becoming out of control. Watrow also said the borough can't even create an ordinance banning them, since the state law has precedence over local ones. Council is now planning to write a letter to state officials encouraging the law's repeal. Starting today, the first expanded child tax credit payments from the IRS will go out to about 39 million families with about 65 million kids nationwide. U.S. Representative Matt Cartwright said an estimated 90% of children in Pennsylvania's 8th Congressional District will benefit from the expanded child tax credit payments. This means that eligible families and caretakers could receive monthly payments of $250 or $300 per child from July to December, as long as they filed their tax returns on time. The payments were approved as part of the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan that President Joe Biden signed into law back in March. Families who normally don't file tax returns can find a child tax credit non-filer sign-up tool at irs.gov. State police at Troop N will be partnering with other members of the 6 State Trooper Project to focus on move over or steer clear law violations. The move over law requires drivers to move over or slow down when they encounter an emergency response area, traffic stop, disabled vehicle, or construction area. Troopers throughout the Michigan State Police, Ohio State Police, West Virginia, and Indiana State Police will join Troop N to proactively enforce these violations with a zero-tolerance mindset in order to provide protection, prevent injuries, and save lives. The initiative will start this Sunday, July 18th, and wrap up by Saturday, July 24th. So visit PennDOT.gov and psp.pa.gov for all the details. Coming up on WYLN News, would you jog for a logger? Plus, it's all about the MMI senior athletes. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old, and it's sunny out, so break your sunglasses.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazelton. Everything to make your house a home.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander of Greater Hazelton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. I hear stories there's no inventory out there. This is my back lot. We have over 100 Jeeps ready for immediate delivery, whether you're looking for a Renegade, a Cherokee, a Grand Cherokee. We've got them all. We have Ram trucks. Guys, if you're in the market for a Jeep, we are discounting them severely. Come on to Blaze Alexander at 508 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazelton. And let me tell you something. We take the deals those other guys won't.
PennDOT's prepping for Pennsylvania's extreme winter weather and the challenges to maintain and clear the roadways. Travelers expect safe roads, so PennDOT wants to fill many temporary positions during the winter season. Employees hired for the winter maintenance program are critical to a successful winter season, and these temporary opportunities are an excellent pathway to a permanent career with PennDOT. Some of the job titles hired across the state include auto mechanics, clerks or radio dispatchers, custodial workers, diesel mechanics, semi-skilled laborers, stock clerks, tradesmen, helpers, transportation equipment operators, and welders. To apply for the winter maintenance program, visit the Commonwealth's employment site and search for the PennDOT Winter Maintenance Program job posting. The Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs have extended their season through Sunday, October 3rd to play 5 additional home games to wrap up the 2021 season. The announcement was made in conjunction with the MLB to extend the 2021 season with 10 games. The AAA regular season will end on Sunday, October 3rd, same as the MLB. The Iron Pigs will host 5 additional home games from Wednesday, September 29th through Sunday, October 3rd against the Worcester Red Sox. The other 5 games will be played on the road from Wednesday, September 22nd through Sunday, September 26th against the Buffalo Bisons. Pre-sale for season ticket holders is officially underway until Wednesday, July 22nd, while individual tickets for the public can be purchased after that. After COVID cancellations hit annual events across the map last year, Pottsville's Yingling Light Logger Jogger 5K will be back this fall. Organizers say the 9th annual event's back on and in person Saturday, October 9th. The race is scheduled from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and will start and finish at America's oldest brewery on Mohantago Street as usual. Registration for vendors is now open at runsignup.com. There's a $43.32 total race and sign-up fee for participants. Registration opens up at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, July 16th, until 11:59 p.m. on Friday, October 1st. So visit loggerjogger.com for all the details. WYLN's all-time OT hero Marty Burns has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. MMI baseball and golf coach Ryan Jastrzemski's on this week, so let's talk sports. Here's part 4.
Coach, we had talked about it a few times, getting that elusive district championship that especially your senior group waited so long for. Talk about what this senior group meant to you.
They meant so much, just the work ethic that they have, the leaders that they've become, the young men that they are. It really was such an honor to be their coach and to be around them day in and day out and watch them grow on and off the field. Marcus Danchison, Kevin McNulty, Colin Williams, those are the 3 names everybody knows. They really put the team on their backs, all year long. Marcus is going to Lehigh University, to continue his baseball career and study, where he'll be a pitcher. He's just, ever since he was in 7th grade, watching him pitch for our mid-school team, you knew he was going to be special on the mound. He had a great poise, good stuff. Really just understands the game. Kevin McNulty works hard, harder than pretty much anybody I've ever been around. I mean, he's always doing something to either improve himself as a baseball player or as an athlete. Completely transformed himself over the 3 years in high school. From just a big kid to an athletic monster now that can do anything and everything. And Colin Williams, he didn't come to MMI until a sophomore. But despite that, he still was elected class president. It tells you a lot about what his peers think of him. Yeah. He's just a natural leader, and he really worked at his game too, and became a big bat for us, hitting behind Marcus and Kevin. threw some big innings on the mound for us too in relief.
Coming up on Delano's News Choice, we take a trip down to the SPCA of Luzerne County and Community and You, plus Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman on WYLN TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
The SPCA of Luzerne County and the City of Wilkes-Barre have partnered to find a solution to the area's feral cat population. Officials have embarked in the TNR program, otherwise known as Trap, Neuter, and Return.
It's going out and trapping the stray cats, bringing them back to a location, prepping them, getting them surgery to be fixed, spayed or neutered, female or males, and then releasing them after they recover from surgery on the same location that you trap.
Since the cats are returned to the same place that they came from, the SPCA offers deterrents for neighbors who may have concerns about the cats being in their neighborhoods.
So we get a lot of complaints from neighbors about the cats roaming on their property. So we talk to the feeders and ask them to put up their own litter boxes on their own property to draw the cats that they feed to their own property so they're not going to the bathroom on their neighbors. So we do the deterrents for the neighbors that don't want the cats roaming on their properties and talk to the feeders about being proper feeders, such as not feeding at night, not drawing the wildlife, setting up the litter boxes to keep the cats in one area on their property. But they have to keep up on cleanliness too. When they're going to feed the wet food, they need to pick it up after the cats are done if there's anything left. That'll, the bugs won't be coming over and eating the leftover cat food.
Another way for feeders to keep the cats on their own property is to set up proper shelter for the felines.
Setting up housing for them, proper housing, so the cats don't decide to make housing on their neighbor's property, going under their deck, also using it as a litter box. So there are proper shelters you can provide for your outdoor cats. We can help them out with that.
Unspayed or unneutered cats and kittens can produce an astonishing number of offspring. That's why the TNR program plays such an important role in controlling the population.
Well, this time of year, it's kitten season. You have spring through fall, it's kitten season, so it's exploding as we speak. And we have to address it. So the TNR is, we're going to address it so no more kittens.
And last year, with the pandemic and the clinics not being open, it kind of, I think it doubled this year. So it set us kind of way back. So we have a big project ahead of us.
The TNR program also offers a bonus for protecting the fixed animals.
With TNR, keep in mind these cats are vaccinated against rabies. So that is a definite plus in the community, so they cannot contract it or give it.
And we always recommend our feeders not to feed at night, because that's when you're drawing in the wildlife, and the wildlife are the rabies carriers.
Yes.
So they're going to be eating the cat food. So if you're feeding, don't feed at night.
Officer Devlin explains the difference between stray and feral cats.
The feral cats are pretty much cats that stay away from people. They're really fearful of people. The strays are a little bit more domestic. It could be a house cat that's just in and out. It could be a cat at one time that was living inside and is now abandoned and is trying to find its own way in the colony to get food and, live with the colony.
Everyone involved wants to see the program take off and flourish in order to help out the communities.
So it's a great accomplishment that we got this program and the mayor to agree to this program. We have a cutoff period. We like to show him great results in a year, but we have a 5-year time frame, and we're going to show him that we can really knock this out. We also work with other rescues. They are helping assist us with the trap, neuter, and return. And I'd like to give mention to them. One is Whiskers World, and the other one is Happy Hearts and Tails. They are also helping us with knocking this problem out.
To find out more information about the TNR program and how you can become involved, be sure to tune in to next week's segment.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazelton. We're talking about TNT. We're talking about trucks and trade-ins. If you got a truck that you don't want or you're looking for a truck, we've got a huge selection of pre-owned trucks right now. We have got Rubicons. We have got GMCs, Ford Flexes. We have got a Ram dually diesel. If you're in the market for a truck or you want to get rid of your truck, you'll never get more ever than it's worth right now. So come on down to 508 Susquehanna Boulevard in Hazelton and see why we'll give you more for the trade that those other guys won't.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazelton. Everything to make your house a home.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information. WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazelton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Police Chief Brian Schoonmaker's leading the way into part 4 of this week's series.
And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Hazelton City Police Chief Brian Schoonmaker. So, what are some of your biggest achievements so far stepping into the role, and what are some of the challenges that you also face? I know we talked about some of the things that people don't realize about the job, but the challenges that you face in general.
Well, I mean, the biggest problem I think right now is with, again, revisiting that the city is in Act 47, so we have to make a lot of harsh, sometimes financial decisions. But with that we've been able to, as far as like accomplishments, now we bought 3-4 new police vehicles. You know, we're trying to replace some of the outdated fleet that is costing us obscene amount of money in repairs. So we're getting ahead of little tasks like that. One of the larger things that we conquered recently was our department is updating our rules, policies, procedures throughout the department to become more up to date, let's say, because we've been a little lax in that area and we needed to improve that, some of our policies. We recently partnered with another record management system that'll be coming in and making the jobs officers easier so that they can complete reports in the field. They don't have to come back to the station as frequently, and they can stay out and be more proactive and be more visible to the public. Long term, we actually are, with that record management system, looking at a system that we're going to implement that people can go onto the website, and certain incidents that have happened, whether it be a vandalism or a non-witnessed hit and run accident, things like that, they will be able to actually file those reports to us without an officer having to come to them. Or if they show up at City Hall, they'll be able to actually access the terminal there and enter their own report for something simplistic like a lost property or, you know, minor offenses that don't constitute an officer having to arrest somebody at that moment, that it's not an active investigation.
And I guess, not to hit you with kind of a big one, but it's a very interesting time to be a police officer, and just taking on that role as police chief, and since we're talking about kind of challenges that you face, how does that play into, especially with the city of Hazelton, for you and for your team, how does that all play out?
Well, I think one thing I will say is, first, it was rough coming in right in the middle of COVID, which created some interesting challenges, but we managed to get through that. You know, going into more of the current climate of the anti-police rhetoric, we don't have that here. Yeah. I mean, our community, we have maybe a few who are anti-police, but for the most part, our community has come together and they've actually been better about it than I think most places could ever be. Our Latin community, all of our American community, everybody has come together and everybody seems to work together, and they're always been great to the police department, you know, and very supportive. Yeah.
All right. All right, folks. Check back tomorrow night as Chief Schoonmaker continues leading the way into our final segment of this week. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.